What is going on, everybody? Good morning. Great morning. What a blessing to be here with all of you. I am really grateful for this moment in time, this unique and special moment in time, and to be able to share it with you. Ready for this morning session. It's going to be a good one. We have a lot planned, a lot to cover, a lot to talk about. Wow, there was a lot going on to get things right this morning, but I feel like we made it. Everything was working against us, but we're here right now together. We're going to make this one count. It's going to be a beautiful session. I want to finish lining this up here. I want everything perfect and pretty this morning. Jesus did not care about money. Yep, he sure didn't, but he sure didn't care. Pay Caesar what's Caesar's, whatever. That's a weird comment. Glad you're here with us. I'm sure you're going to learn a lot. If you're coming from that type of mind frame, you got a lot to learn, my brother. I'm glad that you are here. All right, let's get going, everyone. Jesus certainly cared about the poor. He certainly cared about the poor. He gave us talents. Now he wants us to use those talents. If we don't use those talents, he's going to take them away and give them to someone else. He wants us to help those around us. Anyway, you know, right? You already knew that. I need to tell you that. Everyone, we got a lot to talk about here this morning. We're going to get started. It's going to be a really nice flow. Before we do, tomorrow's training session, CTM Live, it might or might not be tomorrow. It might be on Friday. I haven't decided yet. I will decide sometime by early afternoon today. I'll send you out the email. I'll post it in the announcements in Discord, and we'll take it from there. But that training session, I got something really special to share regarding Bitcoin. We'll talk about that when we talk about that. All right, what are we looking at here as Bitcoin is trading at 49,309? Did you like all those videos yesterday? We did 3 videos yesterday, right? And one of them was just a couple of minutes long because it was important. Square purchasing $170 million of Bitcoin, expanding their purchase. They didn't have to. All right. What's going on over here on Bitcoin? You see that we've taken back the trend line over here and are coming in for a retest right now. Big move, big line that's in play right over here, this trend line over here. I look over on the right and I see that this is a healthy market over here with Ethereum and alts leading it. Binance really leading it. We looked at Binance yesterday, put that line in, getting ready for the pop. He was already in the pullback, right? Is this where you should be focused if you are playing alts, swing trading on the alts, looking to position in? We're not going to talk about that yet. We'll talk about that later. We're going to focus on what's going on over here. We have broken back above this broken trend line support, came in for that retest, came back in, and now bounced above, and we're coming in for that retest. We could fall back down this morning during New York session over here, or we could rise back above. It's at an important inflection point. Not a big deal either way. By the way, a lot of people are asking. I spoke about this yesterday, and I think the second video we did, I spoke about the fact that we're not looking for 150, 170% off this low over here. That's not a 30% pullback. That's, let's see over there. That's a 22, call it 24% pullback. That's not a 30% pullback. We're still using the last 30% pullback low over here, somewhere around, let's find it over here, 28,850. Más o menos, 150% off there gives us around the 70,000 area. Just to clarify, if you already knew that, I'm glad. If you didn't, now you do. We could keep going. Sandra, we did. Maybe just joining us. I started off the live stream saying that I'll send out an email later today, whether or not it's going to be on Thursday or on Friday. I'm not exactly sure yet. I know what the theme is to get us started, but I don't know when we're going to do it on Thursday or Friday. We'll figure that out soon. Let's take a look at what's going on across the markets over here. We're seeing a little bit of pressure again. Overnight, did you ever seen that chart over the last 10, over the last 20 years? The overnight sessions outperformed the day sessions on the indexes. Overnight, we saw equities bouncing and giving up those gains here as we get started over here. All right, let me find the flow. By the way, I was so happy to see this comment by Heath on Trade Doc yesterday. And if you're not following Heath, come down over here to the channel, scroll all the way down. You got Heath on Trade Talk right over there. Make sure you're subbed. Heath pointing out in the Discord yesterday, I was so happy to hear this. The Swiss franc, risk-off currency, right, is weak today. This is as the indexes were getting obliterated right? He's saying the Swiss franc is weak. If something was going to cause a market sell-off, it would be strong versus other currencies. Now we need to watch it the next few days because it can tell us if there's something today's pullback. This is the way. If you're not following Heath, make sure to follow him over on Trade Doc. We're not seeing any signs of risk off in the market at all. At all. Actually, we're seeing the adverse. We continue to see risk on all across the board. Why? Because everything out there right now is uber inflationary, right? Powell spoke about that yesterday. This is important. Let's focus in on that. Let me see if I could find that for you over here. Well, we're going to get to it. By the way, just let me reiterate one more time. Michael Saylor coming out there. He's happy to see Square make an additional purchase of $170 million of Bitcoin off of their original $50 million. Pay attention. Pay attention. That's signal right there. That's signal right there. They said they did it for some type of I don't know, fairness fund or something like that. They did it because it's smart business. We also saw MicroStrategy put together another $1 billion in cash. Average price buy-in for MicroStrategy, $52,765. Do you think Michael Saylor cares that Bitcoin pulled back from $58,000 to $52,000 to $48,000? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Well, we spoke about it yesterday. People buying at $58,000 worried. If you don't understand the trade, you're going to have Dave Portnoy weak hands. If you don't understand the trade, before you get into it, you're going to have this guy over here yesterday is saying, this guy over here. Oh my goodness. Jerome, the Master Dove Powell, coming out and saying that he believes the inflationary forces that we're seeing are transitory. This is signal right here. This is absolute signal. He's saying that the inflation that we're seeing, don't pay attention. That's just transitory. Doesn't matter. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. Easy money. Are we quantitative tightening? Come on. We know that we can't pull back the QE. If we do, the system's going to crash. We're not doing that. $1.4 trillion set this year coming from the Federal Reserve. $315 billion from the G10 and QE purchases every month. The liquidity is rampant. Oh, we got a lot to talk about. This one's going to be a fun little macro session as well. I love getting into the macro. Let me go ahead and delete that over there. Let me find out what we got going on over here. There's a lot that I want to get into. I lost some setups, a little bit of problems this morning. Nevertheless, all right, should we move over here? I lost my let me pull it up over here. Apologize for the whatever you want to call it. I'm looking for Powell. I'm looking for what he's saying. Anyway, we'll get back to it. We'll get back to it. We will get back to it. The dollar this morning continues to be what? Sideways and in a range. Nothing going on there. Yields are rising this morning. Stock markets are feeling that a little bit. Stock market's feeling that a little bit. If you saw our friend Kathy Woods from ARK Investments yesterday, she was saying, and I wonder if she's watching the channel, she was saying this pullback on Bitcoin is super healthy. It going vertical the past month before was not. Right? Do you remember as we pulled back, our response was this is super healthy and it remains super healthy. We're going to be taking a look at what's going on with the altcoins over here to see if there's any opportunity over here. I like seeing the altcoins actually leading Bitcoin over here. Super healthy. If there was a sign of any trouble in the markets, you would see not only Bitcoin under pressure, but alts really feeling it. Where are we right now, by the way? We're still early. We spoke about that yesterday, right? If you're just getting into crypto right now, if you're just getting into Bitcoin, it is so early. The title of this video is what happens next, right? Are you really concerned? I saw so many people over leveraged from $58,000 to $48,000. That is not the way. You should be super comfortable. And if you're not, you need to really focus in on what you're doing because it is still early. We have the majority left of this bull run phase over here to take advantage of what's going on. It's going to end in euphoria. It's going to end in a vertical move, as all speculative bubbles do. Let's talk about that. Let's indulge in some basic logic. All speculative bubbles pop, right? Is this time going to be different? Are we going to see $1.2 million Bitcoin in the super cycle? Or does the halving event set off a bull market phase which ends in speculation? And the speculation has not started. Bitcoin is not in a bubble right now. Bitcoin is underpriced right now. Bitcoin is undervalued right now. Bitcoin has no intrinsic value, as if stocks do. The current everything bubble is a speculative bubble. I don't buy that. That's not true at all. The current everything bubble is a central banking system bubble. It is the everything bubble is a central bank bubble that is not yet ending in any type of speculative blow off. The question is how long till the Nasdaq makes new all-time highs. That's the question, is how long till the Nasdaq makes new all-time highs. It's not whether or not this is the top and we're going to pop. If you're following Sven, you're thinking that this is the top. You're thinking that this is the top. You're thinking that this is the top, that this is the top, and that this is the top. Stocks go up. Fed's printing. You all know the drill. That's what's happening over here. The reason I'm bringing this up over here is Bitcoin related, right? Therefore, the current speculative bubble will pop eventually. But if you're trying to time the top of a button, how do you do that, by the way? Is everyone familiar with this over here? This is the .com bubble and pop. Does everyone look at this blow off? Look at this vertical move, right? Let me just really quick. Vertical move, vertical move. Come over here. Let's go back. And then look at this drop. By the way, pay attention right now, more than anything in this video right now, because you're probably going to learn something that's going to help you going forward. All right. Listen. Well, I'll share it in 1 second. Over here, you had a big drop over here. A huge drop. Probably about, I don't know what it is. Okay. And then you see that move back up. Are you familiar with this? Everyone understands, right? The Wall Street cheat sheet. Look over here. Look, this is the cycle of a move over here. You see the blow off top, the vertical move, and then that huge drawdown over here. And then again, that pop up. Oh no, it's going back to normal. And then boom, the rug is pulled, right? The reason, do you remember that happening on Bitcoin back in 2017? There's that vertical move up. There's this move down. By the way, this is a 50% drop on Bitcoin. A 50% drop, and then it pops back up. Oh, it's going to be okay again. And then boom. By the way, as you were trading over here, this time is different. Bitcoin $16,000, Bitcoin $17,000, Bitcoin $20,000. This time's different. We're entering hyper Bitcoinization. I'm preparing you for the most important piece of what's about to happen later this year. As we are, which are here right now, as we are up into the sell zone, as we are going vertical, and the FOMO is real. You're going to have a hard time exiting because you're going to be so emotionally attached to your position. People think I'm emotional about this trade. Calculated. What I do here every day with you. And by the way, if you were here yesterday, go ahead and smash the like button. If it's your first time here today, go ahead and smash the like button. If you are conquering the markets to the core, smash that like button. Let's get going this morning. I'm preparing you for what's going to happen emotionally. People like Michael Saylor, we looked at the video. People like everyone, Dan Held, right? Raoul, everyone's going to be like, this time's different. We're going to $1 million. Are you going to get frozen and stuck? Listen, if that happens to you, here's a heads up that's going to happen. We're going to have a 50% correction. Let's say, for example, Bitcoin trades that up to $300,000. Bitcoin in a matter of days is going to correct 50%. Bitcoin 150,000. That's your warning sign. You missed the top. When I exited, you didn't. You missed the top. Don't worry, there's still time. You're going to have that bounce to get out. And there's going to be a bounce. Why? Because that's what happens in speculative bubbles. Bitcoin will be in a speculative bubble. It's not yet in a bubble. We still got a ways to go. You're still early enough. Did you miss the halving? Yes, you did. No problem. You're here now. Prepare now. Don't FOMO. Don't get yourself into a leveraged position that you can't handle and is going to get you wrecked and losing money. Strategy number one during the Bitcoin bull market phase is to make sure that you get the most out of it. For some people, that's simply holding an unleveraged position and riding it the whole way and selling at the top. Now, for others, they understand on pullbacks, they're looking to add. They expect several pullbacks up to 30% plus. They're mentally prepared. And as Bitcoin comes off 15, 20, 25, 30%, they're scaling into those positions. Then you have some advanced people over there. They understand as Bitcoin gets ahead. By the way, quick question over here. Jordan, I don't normally do this, but I'm going to do it here for everyone right now. Jordan, I appreciate all your input. Thank you for your guidance, right? Please share the reasoning why you're not considering a 21-day moving average in your analysis on the weekly chart. I don't do that. Listen, the markets are one of the most complicated, difficult things in the world. That's what attracted me to them in the very beginning. That's what attracted me to them as a kid, because of the challenge of the markets. Now, you have basically unlimited choices and decisions you could use on what you consult and what you don't. Someone yesterday on one of the comments on Twitter, on YouTube, was like, Jordan, 15 years. I have 15 years in the markets. I've never seen TA like yours. You simplify it so much and make it so easy. It's one of my edges, right? Why I don't consult the 21-day moving average on the weekly chart. Would it have added anything to my analysis? I don't think so. You all have been here. We have all the videos online. They're all uploaded. We've been on the pulse of Bitcoin stronger than anyone else across the whole entire internet. Sit on that for a second. It's just the truth, right? Why would I consult? Listen, because I have to make things simple. Otherwise, I'm gonna overcomplicate it. And the 21-day moving average and or a million other things, they don't add anything. Therefore, I take them away. Thank you, brother. May God continue pouring his blessings on you and your family. Thank you so much. May God bless you all, by the way, always and forever. Let's talk about this over here. Let's go back to over here. By the way, this is an example of Cisco doing this. Remember when Cisco topped? I remember when everyone was buying Cisco, right? All the dentists and whatever. Tesla 2020, are you calling that a bubble? Be careful. Be careful. We're lucky on Bitcoin because Bitcoin is coded monetary supply. We're lucky on Bitcoin because we have past halving cycles to go off of. Not that this model is never going to break. Eventually, we will see Bitcoin mature on the global market stage to a point where we're not seeing the type of price appreciation we're seeing in these 4-year cycles. Is it going to be this cycle right here? Michael Berry, are we going to hit hyperinflation, Weimar Germany in 2021? If it happens, rest assured, we're going to be aware of it before everyone else as it's unfolding, and we're going to be positioned accordingly. But it's not happening yet. And just as yes, all bubbles pop, by the way, all speculative bubbles pop, this everything bubble is a speculative bubble. I don't think so yet. I don't think you've seen speculation yet. I don't think you've seen the Nasdaq going vertical yet or anything close to it. Will it happen? Yep. Are these rising yields going to crush this right now? Nope. Why? Because as they do, by the way, as yields become a problem, they're not a problem yet. We're getting close now to that area of resistance we were looking at yesterday. As we get there, what's going to happen? Probably, we're going to consolidate and or retrace a little bit. Maybe come all the way back over here towards 1181, towards some support, retest it, come up. Markets don't go straight up. They don't go straight down. As this becomes a problem, the Fed's going to step in with yield control curve. When they do, what's going to happen? Equities are going to fly. Gold and silver are going to fly, right? You could see silver giving signs that it's getting ready to break out over here. By the way, silver holding so far that $27, what do I have at 27.40 support, right? Getting ready here, still holding, giving the opportunity still. Could someone have taken that entry overnight? Yep, you could have taken that entry. Make sure that you have your stop in, make sure it's tight. By the way, a stop loss under 26. We spoke about this last week. I don't need to speak it about again, just giving kind of a quick refresher. You're wrong. If we trade under $26, you're wrong. You have plenty of room in there. Jordan, that's too far. That's a stop loss of a let's call it $2. It's not even $2. Really? What are you targeting to the upside? Are you going to sell your trade at $30? Are you going to cut your winner short? Really? Is that what you're looking to do in this macro environment? Not me. But rising yield. Yeah, with the yields rising, look what silver's doing. It's consolidating sideways. It's super bullish. It's going to blow eventually, and it's not going to be to the downside. Now, could it shake people out on that? Yeah, make sure you have a stop loss in. If we trade below $26, something's not right. Get on the sidelines. Wait. wait like a predator waiting to attack. Right now, though, get ready here. Resuming off. Looks like a good entry over there. Gold, not so much. Coming back down after that resistance, by the way. Still gold. This is what I see on gold. This is all I see. I see this, and then I see this, and I see price consolidating like this, which is super bullish in an enormous uptrend over here. And eventually, where's gold? Is gold going down? Yeah. All of a sudden, because of digital gold 2.0, because of Bitcoin, the central banks are going to start unloading their gold positions, right? And gold's going down to zero. Can you imagine Peter Schiff? Gold's going to zero. I'm buying Bitcoin. Oh, boy. So, all right. But by the way, I always brew my own coffee at home. It's cheaper and it's better, right? It's cheaper and it's better. If you're a Bitcoiner, oh boy, you're going to learn the value of money. All right, let's keep going over here. Let me keep going. I got a little sidetracked, but it's also important for bringing this all together. Let me go ahead and do that. That was gold and silver. We're talking about rising rates here. We're talking about what I'm talking about is the biggest threat here, right? To this, I don't want to call it the everything bubble, the central bank bubble, right? The central, and Powell signal is like, my good friend Jerome is like, you know what? You're not seeing any inflation. Do you remember Obi-Wan Kenobi? You know, when he's like, let us pass. I forgot what he said. If anyone knows in the comments, you know, in Star Wars, the first one, when Obi-Wan Kenobi does the Jedi mind trick on them. That's what Powell's trying to do, and he's doing it to everyone. Your neighbor, your brother, your uncle, your friend, they believe him when he's like, no, that's transitory. You don't see anything right here. You don't see anything. Yeah, he's like, that's signal that he's going to let it run and continue to run, right? And they're going to continue to let it run until it gets hot. And then when it gets hot, they're going to be like, okay, now we're capping those yields. And then boom, gold and silver are going to run. I hope that's later in 2021 or 2022. I hope that's as I exit Bitcoin at the top of the cycle and I position myself into gold. But Jordan, silver, you expect silver to outperform. Yeah. As I position myself into gold. We'll talk about why later on. Right? Move along. There's nothing to see here. Move along. Those are not the droids you were looking for. Move along, Powell. I love it. Let me bring back over here. Tesla. Is Tesla in a bubble? You got people trying to call the top of the bubble. What I was getting at over here is don't try to call the top. If you can't call the top, I'm exiting the top. If you can't call the top, you get that little, this is what I call let's call it the gift. Because if you miss the top on Bitcoin and it comes off 50%, and then all of a sudden like, man, wow, I just got my world rocked, you're going to get a bounce. It didn't happen only in 2017. Come back to the top of the 2013 cycle peak right over here. Does that look familiar, by the way? Does that look familiar? Vertical move upwards. Bam. Matter of days. 50% correction. And then the bounce. This is a good exit. Getting out on the bounce. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's like, okay, I didn't jump on the first target zone, but now I get another gift. All right? So just little preparations. Do you think this is all easy? Do you think this is easy? If it's easy, why is it kind of looks easy to us, doesn't it? The way we are able to look at and view the markets. Could we get a thumbs up over here? Could you smash the like button? By the way, if you're new, welcome. And if you're not, welcome back. If you're asking questions like this, my sister, you're asking the wrong questions. You're asking the wrong questions. You need to just have the posture, the open posture, the same posture that you have before God, just like a flower before the sun opening. Able to receive. Right now, we're looking to receive, to follow. Don't ask the questions. Watch what's being presented. All right, let's go. What's going on over here? Let's check it out for you, though. Bitcoin this morning. Get off this chart over here. TradingView just messes it up when you use multiple charts. You make adjustments, you make annotations, and they don't stick. Bitcoin this morning, for anyone joining us right now this morning, has simply regained this trendline support. This is support starting over here on this run. Support. It broke over here. This is like, we have to get cautious. What are we looking at over here to the downside? By the way, that's a 24% drawdown. What's a 30% drawdown? That takes us back into this high area over here around 41,000. The support is not so big in that area. Follow my crosshairs to the left. You see this one touch over here, and then over here, there's light support there, but we got stronger support down over here. Do you see where this resistance? Let me put that over there. That's a 34% drawdown. Let me draw this in over here really quick so you could see with a heart. Let me like this. This area over here, this resistance again, broken, confirmed as support, much stronger level, much stronger. If we take out this low right over here, this last swing low that we put in, this 24% drawdown, if we take out, why can't I draw? What's going on, Jordan? All right, over there, if we take out that low, good chance we're going to have a big drawdown, over than 30% plus. Watch this level over here. It's coming in around $38,000. Be aware, right? Should you have your liquidation level just under 38,000? It seems pretty high, doesn't it? It's pretty aggressive. Do you need to feel the pain that much? Do you really need to be that aggressive? What about down over here? Are we going to come back down and test $29,000? Are we going to have, hold on one second. Are we going to have, what is that, a 50% drawdown? A 50% drawdown on Bitcoin in the bull market? If your liquidation level right now is under $30,000, under $29,000, are you comfortable, right? Could you sleep well at night not having to worry about the price of Bitcoin? I think so. Do you think that's leveraged enough? Well, the name of the game is lightly leveraged, and I don't think that's so light. I think that's pretty aggressive in itself, right? It's a beautiful thing seeing the price of Bitcoin rise and your Bitcoin holdings rise as the price of Bitcoin rise. It's like exponential gains, but you got to be smart about it. You got to do it right. Daniel, the question is, listen, is the course a good place for a beginner to look into trade? Daniel, the course is the best place, whether you have no experience whatsoever. Brad, who built the website, now we use Brad's DXY chart to help us navigate what's going on over here. Never traded or an instrument in his life, is now so well positioned in Bitcoin, probably could buy his family a house at the end of this bull market, right? Or someone who's been trading 15, 20 years. Regardless of your experience, there's not a better place. There's not a better environment. Whether or not you want to learn how to develop a skill that very few in the world have, if you want to plug deeper into the community on Discord and interact with like-minded people, if you want to be privy to not only the training sessions we do weekly, but all the past, we have a wealth of knowledge. It costs next to nothing. Or if you just want to say thank you, whatever, it's the best place, no question about it. You want to be in control. You want to be in control. A liquidation level below $20,000 leaves you in control. Are we going to see a 50% drawdown on Bitcoin during its bull market phase? If it happens, something's wrong. If it happened, the model is broken. Could the model break? Yep. When was the last time the model broke? Well, it broke over here. It broke right over here as we took out this trend line over there. As we took out this trend line during the dollar liquidity crisis. Right? So it could happen. There's no question about that. Now, what was different when we were having the liquidity crisis? There was a shortage of dollars. This was the dollar milkshake happening, and the Fed had to intervene with $4.1 trillion. Is that happening right now? No, we have an overabundance of dollars. Liquidity is through the roof. Oh, okay. So, odds are we're not going to see the model break to the downside. Is it possible the model breaks to the upside? Oh, right now on this third halving cycle, first halving cycle in purple. If you want to find this chart, by the way, just go to Halving Tracker on Twitter, right? First cycle in purple, super easy monetary conditions, QE present. Second cycle, nope. They were actually raising rates. This was tighter monetary cycle over here. Yeah, the Fed runs the show. The Fed, the central bank, it's a central bank system. It's a fractional reserve monetary system. If you don't understand what that means, right now, pull up another browser window, type in the money masters. You have to understand money. By the way, you're about to get red pilled. This is the most important red pill there is. It's why they don't teach it in school. They don't teach you a thing about money. They don't want you to understand money. They want you to move along. There's nothing to see here. This is transitory. This is transitory, right? Oh, by the way, hey Powell, I went to the grocery store. Why is my coffee so expensive? What's going on? Don't worry, it's transitory. Don't worry. All right, everyone. We almost have 1,000 likes. That's not important, Lowell. It's just not important. If you want it, but here's what's important. Honestly, here's what's important. Be very careful. You could put into YouTube search engine dollar milkshake theory. You can watch a video later on what it is, but understand it already happened. It already played out. Will it play out again? If it's playing out, I'll let you know. But the author, he still stands by it, right? Let's go back over here. This is the dollar milkshake playing out, shortage of dollars. Fed comes in at the top and just like unloads. Stimulus to you right into your checking account. Here you go. Free money. Ben Bernanke from the helicopter. It's happening. It's happening. They let us know everything that's happening in advance. You just got to be paying attention, right? Back in 2018, I started talking about the central bank digital currencies. Yesterday, Powell said, what did Powell say yesterday? He said, you know what? We're seriously considering the digital dollar. But what's the intrinsic value? There's no intrinsic value. You can't do that. Oh, yeah? So what's that going to do for Bitcoin as the Fed introduces the digital dollar? You're talking massive, massive on-ramps into Bitcoin. It's going to be enormous. All of a sudden, everyone understands, oh, wait, digital money is real? This is now our monetary system, and it's all digital? Oh, wait a second. Bitcoin is coded monetary supply. They're not inflating that away from me. It's actually sound money. Oh, wait a second. Let me send my digital dollars that the Fed just gave me. Don't worry about the inflation. Let me just change my digital dollars into Bitcoin. It's going to be, this happened over here, right? And then we had the technical breakdown. We all got short the dollar, but you still have people, but this is deflationary. This is Anyway, slow red pills. It's all about slow. You got to start with that one. You have to understand money. You have to understand who controls it, how it's created, what a debt-based system is, how debt is slavery. You have to understand who controls the Federal Reserve, which is no more federal than Federal Express, the Bank of England. That kind of sounds like that's actually the Bank of England, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. Wait, why do foreigners hold it? Oh, that's weird. Oh, shareholders, you mean? They receive a dividend from the Federal Reserve? How do I become a shareholder? You can't. You're not in the club. Oh. What? But go buy Apple. Yeah, go buy Apple. Oh, that brings me back to over here. Tesla. You think this is a bubble over here? You know, Kathy, ARK Investments loading up on Tesla yesterday. A lot of you, CTM, I saw are loading up on Tesla, off 22%, right? Is Tesla a bubble? Let me listen. Whatever Tesla is, here's what Tesla did. Tesla just bought $1.5 billion of Bitcoin. All right. So let's say, for example, that was what, 7% of their balance sheet? 7.5% of their balance sheet? I don't know. What is Apple holding? I stopped counting a year ago. It was like something like, it's a number that's wrong. If someone knows it, please let me know. I think it's like $130 billion in cash that's losing its purchasing power. Cash that last year lost over 30% of its purchasing power. Nothing to see here. Michael Saylor, right? Chad of all Chads, who, by the way, let's call it what it was. I showed you in the video yesterday. He's wrong. He's saying we're in a super cycle. Look, we just didn't pull back 40%. Off of $40,000, we only pulled back 30%. My brother. You got to watch 3 Ways to Trade Bitcoin. You have to understand the 4-year cycle. You just have to do it, right? I love hearing you speak. I love did you hear what he says? I shared it with you about these companies, about Grayscale never going to sell any Bitcoin they collect. I mean, That stuff is absolute fire. It's important to understand. Anyway, I was talking about something. I got sidetracked over here. I was talking about something that was important. I got Tesla, right? So they bought $1.5 billion. Let's say 4 years from now, that has what? It's hard to even say, right? What is that going to be? Is that going to be a 10x? Is that going to be $10 billion, right? What is that going to be 8 years from now? What is that going to be 8 years from now? They're never going to sell it. Elon's never going to sell it. He just basically funding secured. Do you remember that tweet, 420 funding secured? No. $1.5 billion of Bitcoin on Tesla's balance sheet, funding secured. It's a matter of time before that's $100 billion. It just doesn't matter if Tesla even sells cars again or not. They're generating more revenue than they ever would have selling those cars. You don't. So if you're trying to call the top over here, good luck, Sven. Good luck, Sven. We're gonna enter. There he is. NorthmanTrader.com, Sven. I'm always calling a bubble, and when I get it right, because a broken clock is eventually gonna be right. When I get it right, Hold on. Let me see when we were crushing this. Where are we? I'm trying to look at the S&P on the daily time frame. This is when we were crushing it, right? As it started falling, Sven got out. It's like, I can't even understand it. As we're beginning to ride the trade, he basically called the bottom. Like, I'm right for once, and let me be wrong again. Anyway, do you think it matters? Do you think it matters if he's wrong? Anyway, let's we got 1,000 likes. Is Tesla a Bitcoin company? Nope. Is MicroStrategy a Bitcoin company? MicroStrategy, what was that? Almost another $1 billion of purchases. I think that's more of like a Bitcoin ETF at this point. That's fine, whatever it is. But Tesla's not a Bitcoin company by any means. They only, 7% of their balance sheet. They're building real products. They're trying to make a real difference in the world. I can't wait until they have Tesla solar panels in Mexico. I want that with the Powerwall battery for sure. All right, let's take a look over here. Let's drop in back on Bitcoin over here on the 4 hour. It looks like it's breaking that area of support. We have to watch it. Here's the thing. Does it really matter? Does it really matter? What happens next? What happens next is you need to zoom out a little bit. You need to realize that you're right over here. You need to understand that at any time during the bull market, you could have a 30% plus pullback. Be ready for it. But we are only just getting started over here. Is this a time to add to your position? Right? Is this a time to still be, is Bitcoin still cheap? Is Bitcoin still trading under where it will be in the coming bear market? Right? If you're watching the normal price fluctuations on a day-to-day basis of Bitcoin and doing more just to keep yourself fully on the pulse, right? That's exactly what we do. We know where Bitcoin is at all times, what to expect as it's unfolding. There's no one with more clarity, right? What does that do? Does that give us diamond hands? What's stronger than diamond? Because that's what we have. What's stronger than diamond hands? Because that's what we have, right? But yeah, I don't know what to say. There's gonna be a time that you're never gonna see $50,000 Bitcoin again, and that time is going to be very soon. So Bitcoin is trading at $48,900 right now. That's the type of thinking you need to have. That's the type of thinking you need to have. All right, what else we got going over here? We look forward to working with you, Daniel. I would say it's absolute gold. But I guess I was corrected, Jordan. That's what old people used to say. It's as good as gold. It's as good as Bitcoin. Let's put it that way. It's as good as Bitcoin. Yeah, it's absolute treasure. So what else? Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother Giles over there. Oof. I can't. Gene, you're playing games with me. There's no way I could ever pronounce any one of those things. You know it. By the way. So anyway, you guys, I can't pronounce that. Could someone do the phonics for me? I would like to know what that is. Could someone do the phonics for me? Help me out. All right. What else are we looking at? What else are we looking at? We'll be checking in later. Maybe this afternoon I'll do another. Did you like those afternoon? If you like those afternoon update videos, 2 of them yesterday, go ahead and smash the like button. Always here when it counts, that's for sure. If there's anything to talk about later on Bitcoin, we'll talk about it. Let's take a look over here on Ethereum, right? So I'm extending this line of resistance. Do you see this resistance over there? What's going to happen with alts? That's where we're on the same page. I'm going to talk about alts right now, right? And as we talk about alts, just 2 things to remember. We're in the middle of alt season. By the way, I'm not one of those people who is like, oh yeah, we're in alt season the day that Binance is up 100%. BNB's up 100%. Uniswamp's up 50%. No. I told you a year before it was going to happen that it was going to happen 6 months after the Bitcoin halving. I told you a year ahead of it happening. As it was unfolding and happening, I put those videos out on the channel about alt season is here. The moment it was happening, right? So I feel like, yeah, right. You know what? Maybe I should listen to those who are right. Let me speak about it. We're right here in the beginning of this bull market phase. It's about to get crazy. And when I say it's about to get crazy, watch what happens in August and September. It's going to melt faces off. And then people are going to be like, Da Vinci, it's going to $1 million. This time is different. Hold on. And I'm going to be like, boom, out. And I know when to get right back in. I know the low is 15 months to the next halving. I know when to position myself in. I know also, by the way, this pump over here that happens from the low. Look at this pump. This was a 300-400% pump in a very short amount. Am I going to take advantage of it? Watch what I do. Watch what I do when I do it. It's ever evolving. Ethereum right now, I can extend this resistance off of here. This resistance, broken resistance. And you can see that held as support. Bullish, right? That's not the only thing that's bullish. Ethereum is down over here 30%. 30%. By the way, big shout out. You know who you are. Big shout out to you right now. Every time you do that, I'm saying in my heart, God love him. God, please let him know that he's loved. God, he's not alone. Let him know that he's not alone. All right, Ethereum off 30%. We all know how to play that game, right? That's what we do during the bull market. Looking for those pullbacks over there, like the patience of a sniper, right? So Ethereum leading this morning, leading Bitcoin, right? I also see, what else do we see? Let's look at Ethereum Bitcoin. Okay, Ethereum Bitcoin's into some resistance right now. You look at how this morning as we got on and made that red. This was resistance. It cleared, became support, and then we blew past it. We tested it once as resistance right over here. Came back down. We're still there. If we get some headway above this level and then come back down and test that, that might be the place to look for it. You might not get that. You might not get that little opportunity. If I go ahead and put a line over here, that might be helpful. This is a consolidation area over here. This is that ramp, that pullback. It's not clear yet, but Ethereum, I think, is going to start running again soon against Bitcoin. That's healthy. That's super healthy. We came back down here. What was that, 30, 35%? Let's take a look over here just so I know what it was, right? 35%. And not only was it 35%, it came back into the important breakout. This is that trend line break. It came over here. God love you. It came back over here. Retested it, that trend line, that broken trend line as support. That's where it started. This is where we picked up Ethereum Bitcoin. This is where we add to it. Watch out right now. We're not out of the woods yet. We don't know what's going to happen on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin takes out this swing low, alts will continue to be under pressure. If we take out that swing low, alts will continue to be under pressure. Bitcoin's going to hold up the best. Probably Bitcoin will do the bounce out of that, whatever the pullback is. Bitcoin will bounce out of it. It will be leading. It will continue to put pressure on the alts. Maybe they'll consolidate. I don't think they'll be running against Bitcoin. Once they break out, and we're going to look at the rest to see when they're breaking out, right? Not yet. Not yet. Now is not the time yet. All right. What about Aave versus Bitcoin? Let's take a look around and see how other things. Aave Bitcoin is broken out over here, that trend line coming in for the retest, right? This is interesting. Mark Cuban, I'm pumping my investment in Aave without people knowing. Well, Mark, you know what? Not cool. Mark, not cool Cuban. Either which way, Mark is a big pumper here on Aave, right? You've broken out of the trend line, coming in for that retest. A resumption off, it looks more attractive than Ethereum, Bitcoin, in my opinion. Looks like this is getting ready to push up. Looks good. Be careful with leverage, period. It's not how much leverage you use, it's how much you risk per trade. I'll tell you that, right? Yeah, just be careful trading. Be careful trading leverage on Kraken. What happened there is not good. That was, as it happened, go ahead and watch our live stream. You'll get the full rundown over there. Just be very, very careful using Kraken over there. So, God love you. Over here, you can see that trend line break. This looks good. I'm going to go ahead and actually just green light that. Keep tracking of that. Let's check out Uniswap versus dollar. Continuing to look good over there. Look what's happening. This is versus the dollar, not versus Bitcoin. I'll look versus Bitcoin in 1 second. But look what happened over here. It's the same thing you're seeing on Aave Bitcoin. This is Uniswap US dollar. But a breakout of that consolidation and a retest. A resumption off. That's a place to come in. Let's look at Uniswap versus Bitcoin. Yeah, it's the same exact thing you saw on Aave. Look right there. Right? So setups across the board occurring right now, but you got to wait for the entry. You got to wait for it. You got to be patient. I'm following on the 8 hour. Let me get off the... I'm having fun on the 4 hour on these alts. I'm going to stay there. Dot versus Bitcoin. It looks more bullish than everything. More bullish. You know? Listen, I guess you could say at this point I've become part Mexican, right? We use mas. We don't say it in English more, but whatever. My whole desire is to be able to have understanding and communicate with those around me. So I live in a different world than you. Looks very bullish over there. So this is Chainlink and Bitcoin. Oof. It's still lagging, but it's still very, very bullish looking, right? You could see that after the breakout of this trend line. I want you to follow where my mouse is. The breakout, the retest, the second retest. It broke down below but couldn't hold. It's still above the trend line and it's still coming in. Do I think that Chainlink is going to be much higher than it is, whether it's 3 weeks, 6 weeks, or 12 weeks from now? I certainly do. There is a time when you have to be very worried. There is a time. I know the exact date. I'm going to share it with everyone in this coming training session, whether it's Thursday or Friday. The exact date. But there's going to come a point in time when Bitcoin is going to be melting, going into its peak, the face off of all altcoins, right? We looked at in the past how it's roughly a few weeks before Bitcoin tops when all of a sudden alts start pushing hard against Bitcoin. And it's only that 30-day window where they make those massive gains. But running into that 30-day window where alts really just pop like crazy against Bitcoin, they've been getting demolished slow and steady for a long time. We're going to talk about that. But that's not the time we're in right now. We're still a ways off. We still have time for these alts to continue to trade well in alt season. This looks nice to me. This looks very attractive. This is Binance coin coming off that massive run ending in that 100%. We said do not buy. By the way, when did we start looking at it? It was over here in this area over here. That's when I said, oh, well, this has a huge utility. It was luck. And I was not factoring in Binance's decentralized, centralized smart contracts. Decentralized, centralized. I'll never get over that. That was just luck. It's just, there's nothing wrong with being lucky, by the way. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being lucky. And it's important. You just got to know when you get lucky, how to like take advantage of it. Anyway, it was all luck. Over here, you could see this looks so bullish over there. Binance coin, BNB breaking out, coming in for that retest. Continue to this helps you set your risk so clearly. So clearly. Jay, thanks, brother. Thanks for support. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it, Jay. It's beautiful of you. So what else? What else? Centralized, decentralized. I love it. I just love it. Cardano. Cardano US dollar. All right. It's still into that resistance, not yet ready to take a position. What about versus Bitcoin? Oof. That thing is fire. You see how well it's holding up versus Bitcoin? That's fire. Cardano getting ready for a new move soon. For sure. And versus Bitcoin, it's holding up probably better than Uniswap. There it is. That's the key over there. What about Theta? I don't know. Whatever. I want to look at Chainlink versus the US dollar. Some people are like, Chainlink, it's lagging so much, right? So you could go back less than a year ago. It was trading at what? Pennies on the dollar. It's what is it up? 20x, 25x? Be patient. Anyway, there it is. Well said, Bruno. Being lucky is a combination of preparation and being there at the right time, observing what you're prepared for. Really well said. I wish that Sven was like an Uber bull. He would be so helpful to everyone because the markets are not crashing. Do I think Ethereum and Bitcoin will dip below 1,500 and 48,000 again? There's a strong chance. Sorry, I shouldn't say there's a strong chance. There's a real chance that Bitcoin could trade down below 48,000. Oh yeah, all day long. Bitcoin could trade easily below 45,000, and we're really expecting that the possibility is open that Bitcoin could trade into $38,000. That's very real, right? Now, once we go ahead and we take out the all-time high on Bitcoin, at that point, the odds of that happening have been significantly diminished. And if you're ever going to see Bitcoin under $50,000 again at the same time, has been significantly diminished. Few understand that. Those that do, they're seeing the matrix, right? Those that do, they're seeing the matrix. So that's the best way it's possible to answer your question. There's a very real chance we'll see Bitcoin under $48,000 again, for sure, right? We could see Bitcoin to $38,000 again. You better be prepared for that. But as we break out that new all-time high, the odds of seeing Bitcoin at $38,000 have been extraordinarily significantly diminished, and the odds of Bitcoin under $50,000 again have just been diminished greatly as well. 1,300 likes. Thanks for being here together, everyone. Right? No, that can't happen. That can't happen. So what else? Let me see what's going on over here really quick. Let's see what's going on with the equity markets now as they've been open for a half hour. Let me come over to the 8-hour time frame over here. What do you see? This is what I see on the equity markets. Getting ready here for a nice pop. Getting ready for a nice pop. By the way, our yields are running into resistance. Getting close to running into resistance. We got a nice pocket in this area over here. Right? We got a nice, wherever that is, right over there. There's my mouse exactly. 1530. Some nice resistance coming our way. Look what's happening on the equity markets over here. Look at this beautiful consolidation. I'm going to draw the line in for you all. Right? Oh, just getting ready. You got to be patient. Could we come down and take out that low? Of course. Could we pull back 8-9%? I hope so. Then they'll become attractive. But watch this beautiful. But what happened to my lines? All my trend lines are gone. Or maybe I didn't have it. Well, yeah, I did. Just yesterday. We were looking at the video we put out as we came into the resistance. Since then, we have consolidated beautifully. And we're getting ready now for our next leg up on the equity markets. What about the Nasdaq over there? Under more pressure. Yesterday, as it came down into the support, I said on the upside, it looks like the Nasdaq would lead. What did the Nasdaq bounce off of that? Right? I don't play anything like that ever. 4%. 4% in 24 hours on the Nasdaq. A little bit of volatility in the markets. Wait. It's getting close. If you're a trader to act, it's not just yet. Hold on. Wait. Be patient. Wait for it. We'll keep watching. What about the Russell? Russell leading up today. Is that Russell getting ready to break out? I saw the lower highs over there, lower swing highs. Just going to go ahead and add these trend lines. It's getting close now. There you go. Clarity. That's all it is. It's easy. You got to put the time in. You just have to really, that's what I do. I'm going over the charts with you all, following the flow of the market. And when I say the flow of the market, The only reason that I understand Bitcoin so well is because I understand the market so well. Yes, the macro of the markets is transitory. I'm able to read between the lines. I'm able to distinguish what is signal, what's noise, what's disinformation, and what's real, right? When Mark Cuban is sitting down with Real Vision, and Mark Cuban, who I know has taken first a big position in Aave, and then added doubling that size of that position, and then goes on Real Vision, and then he's like talking about DeFi, and I like Aave and sushi. Oh, yeah, sushi's fun. I know he's covering himself, that he doesn't have a position in sushi, and he's saying that to make it seem like he doesn't know what he's really talking about, why he's pumping Aave. I know how to read between the lines, right? And you can only do that as it happens. People want the answers today. Like, no, that's not how it works. You have to keep making those observations. That's all it is. You're just continually making those observations. It's like doing a puzzle and just putting a couple of pieces together here, a couple of pieces together there. All of a sudden, you fill in this one area and then another, and then you can see the picture. But it's not something that's rushed. It's something that takes time to unfold. The only reason that you're not yet a successful investor is because your time preference is way too high. Lower your time preference. Lower your time preference, and you're going to see massive results. It takes patience, and the world today does not teach you patience. The world today, in this give it to me now culture, is setting you up for failure. We're here to deprogram you and to reprogram you correctly. You have to put the time in. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe now. Start investing in yourself. Start watching your investments grow. Go ahead and smash the like button if you've been following this channel for over 6 months and you have seen your accounts grow. Smash the like button right now. Let's get going. All right. What else? What else? Let me take a breath. Thank you. I like that analogy. I like that analogy. Welcome. I'm glad that you are here. It is good that you are here. We are changing lives. We are changing the world. And we're doing it one stream at a time. Giles, thank you, brother. Thank you, Michelle. Everyone, thank you for being over here. Thank you so much. You guys are absolutely an enormous blessing. I learn and I grow with you each and every day. I learn, I have a growth mindset. I'm always looking to better myself. By the way, I'm always looking to the youth. Because if you want to learn, follow what the youth are doing. Decentralization. Yes. Okay. It's too soon for me. Why is it too soon? Well, I don't know 4 years from now which of these projects are going to be here and which are not. Right? But during next alt season, as I watch which projects held up and grew the most during the bear market, right? When it's time for me to position in, oh, you believe it. I will pick the few that I believe are going to be worth holding for the next 10 years. Do I think sushi, remember when everyone was getting on their sushi? Like, sushi was critical for the development of DeFi, but doubtfully will be here 4 years from now, right? Who it will be, I have no idea. Will I have an idea, 18 months from now? 2 years from now? Yeah, you better believe it. That's what it's about. Keith. Thank you, everyone. Gene, everyone, thank you for making this place so extraordinary, so special. Grateful for it all. So what does that bring us and what's going on over here? How long have we been live this morning over there? For 1 hour. Wow. I want to do some fire emojis over here. Can you imagine what we've covered in 1 hour? Right? Could you thank Alan? Bring it, Alan. Thank you so much. I spent, by the way, this morning about 20 minutes removing spam comments from YouTube, which is why we had the lack of preparation for the live stream. But it's just ugly and it's just terrible, and I don't like it. The moderators have made the reason that we've had so much more preparation recently is because of the moderators spending their time to add value to all of us, and I'm grateful for it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Boom. My brother. My brother. Big shout out to Brazil. Oh, what a beautiful language Portuguese is. What beautiful food, beautiful culture. Love it. Thank you for being here. All right, let me keep going. Let's find out what's going on all the time. All the time. Where's Dr. Loco? It's been a long time since I've seen a good friend, Dr. Loco. I hope he's doing well. Good vibes to the group. The market is being the market, and people need to realize that the longer we ran so hard, the harder and more severe the drop would have been. We needed this. Absolutely, Keith. This is when you start seeing people put out videos. It was right here as Bitcoin was trading at $58,000. People put out videos. Bitcoin's in a super cycle going to $1.2 million. This time's different. You got to be preemptive, right? Now you've had a pullback. It's been 24%, you know, whether it was 15, 20% when you start adding and scaling in, right? That's when we just do the opposite of everyone's doing, huh? Is that how it works? All right. What do we need to see to know that the price of Ethereum and Bitcoin will dip again? This is a great question, and here I'm going to answer it on Bitcoin. It's the same thing on Ethereum. We have no idea what's going to happen next on the price of Bitcoin in the next 24 hours, right? In the next 24 hours, I cannot tell you what's going to happen on the price of Bitcoin. That's literally impossible. It's how you prepare yourself for what happens next, right? By the way, if you don't have a position in Bitcoin, what do you do right now? What would I do? I would market buy Bitcoin. And not only that, I would expect to have a 30% plus drawdown at any time. So what are we looking at over here? Are we going to pull back into $36,000? That would be from the all-time high, a 34% drawdown. Likely no. So you're limiting right now your potential drawdown, by the way, right? So you might have a 25% drawdown. Seems pretty good. What's the upside though, Jordan? What are we looking at the upside? I don't know. Significantly, massively higher? How about that? Significantly, massively higher right now. Does it matter what's going to happen next on the price of Ethereum and Bitcoin? No, it doesn't matter. I do know that if we trade down over here, let me go down to the 4 hour, a small time frame. Do not hang out here on the 4 hour time frame. If you do, you're going to be like getting whipsawed around. If you're taking too many trades, you're losing money. If you're taking too many trades, you're doing it wrong and you're losing money. If over here we hold this line, this trend line, this broken trend line over here that we've pierced again to the upside now, coming in for the retest, if we're able to hold that and resume off here, taking out that swing high, G mentioned this morning on the Discord, we still have this little bit of resistance to worry about over there, right over here in this area. Clearing this, that sets up, no question about it in my mind, the test for the all-time high and then price discovery. That's one option of what could happen next on Bitcoin. What's the next option that could happen? This current retest that we're having right now of this trendline support does not hold, and that we drop in. And then the worst thing that could happen is we take out that swing low. If we take out this area of swing low, then we're looking at a significant correction at that point. It's going to be 30% plus where it ends, somewhere in this area at maximum, in my opinion, right? And then what happens? How long has this been, by the way? Let me come to a daily time frame. That pullback, by the way, 30% corrections generally last on average about 30 days during the bull market phase and can last as long as 60 days. We're 2 days into the pullback. This is the third day into the pullback. We could be in for a double pullback and that would be super bullish for Bitcoin. You don't understand. That would be super bullish for Bitcoin during this bull market phase if this were to occur. So that's what could happen. You're prepared. So either way, by the way, it's all bullish for Bitcoin right now, right? What could change? Are we having a dollar shortage? By the way, it's a developing story. Right now, China sitting on a massive amount of dollars. They're going to be put to work soon. We're going to see another influx of liquidity. What's going to happen? Where's that money going to be put? We don't know. Is it going to go into stonks? Is it going to go into real estate? Or is it going to go into Bitcoin? Right? I don't know. But just a couple of years ago, just a year ago, just 6 months ago, or Bitcoin would not even be asked. Now that's a question that every significant player in the markets is asking themselves, right? We just saw Square announcing $170 million future purchases. That, like, Tim Cook, man. By the way, did you see Apple for the first time in 5 years outsold Samsung, right? That's good. That's important, right? That's signal. Apple down 2%, right? Apple, look at Apple, by the way. Hold on one second. This is at a pretty important area over here. Look at Apple coming in and testing this broken trend line resistance. Held as support over here, resumed off, right? That's when we last tracked it. Back in and testing that again. I just told you the equity markets are getting ready to break out over here. Wait for the break, though. Wait for the trend line break. Watch Apple over here, looking tasty. Maybe I want to bite of that apple, right? So what tangent I just went on and how I got there, I have no idea. But thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to me. Not yet. It's too soon. It's too soon. When I said I'll tell you in the afternoon what happened. I mean, we'll look at it in hours from now. Stop watching Bitcoin tick by tick. There's no reason to watch Bitcoin tick by tick. Did you see what I did in the video yesterday? Right? When I was like in the afternoon video, I'm like Bitcoin trading at $48,000. It's $48,000. Do you remember just a week ago when I put out that tweet, Bitcoin above $38,000? Does it get any better, easier? It's now $10,000 higher. But Jordan, it was $20,000 higher. Yeah, all within the last week. Come on. You got to, Anyway, beautiful, beautiful time together. Is there anything else we want to look at? Do we want to look at what's going on in FX? I do, which is why I'm saying that. So let's check that out really quick. I want to make sure that I see what's going on. Dollar, still in let me get off the 4 hour, excuse me. Dollar consolidating sideways, still in a massive downtrend, right? Dollar. So what's next? What's going on with the $1.9 trillion stimulus? What's it going to eventually be? When are they going to figure that out? When are they going to deploy that? It looks like, and again, I feel like I should have the liberty to speak about it, being that it was all the way back in the end of January 2019, when here on this channel, all the videos are uploaded to YouTube. Here on this late January 24th, on this channel, January 25th, on this channel here, we started speaking about the virus, how it was going to spread, and what it would mean for the markets. That's why come February, we were taking positions into the Japanese yen, into the Swiss franc, against the commodity currencies, against the Australian dollar, against the New Zealand dollar, and we were short. I was shorting the S&P 500 like nobody's business, right? And when after Sven got out, I rode that thing much further until I started looking for the bottom. So what does that mean, right? Right now we're seeing clear signs in the United States that what we're looking at as we get closer to June, that basically all signs of the virus are going to disappear for now, right? Don't worry. Next year, as we run into the winter, I'm not going to say something that would trigger any of you right now, but I'm thinking of it. It'll be back. But right now, we're looking at basically the virus almost disappearing come by June. Watch. You heard it here first. I've been pretty good about it, so I'm going to continue. What does that mean for the markets? It means if Biden's team, or it's not Biden, it's up to the lawmakers. If the lawmakers don't get on it, that's his team. If the lawmakers don't get on it and deploy that capital, all of a sudden they're going to have no reason to deploy that capital. Let's watch what happens over there. That's something that's evolving. It's not worth talking about right now, but it's worth me mentioning to you what is developing so that as it develops, we're there. So this is going sideways, consolidating in the massive downturn. Massive downtrend. Oh boy. I'm sorry, I keep up with comments. I've been talking for an hour, nonstop, high energy today. If you like the high energy today, smash that like button. Keep it going. Those like buttons make me go. Boom, 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 boom. Rob, Have a good workout, my brother. All right, let's go. So, absolutely, Robert. So, where does that bring FX? I want to know what's going on over here. Let me stop in, starting with the Euro US dollar. What's going on with the Euro US dollar? As the DXY is sideways, this continues to be sideways. Notice this bit of resistance right over here. I'm going to draw it in right over here because it's now becoming significant. Let's go ahead and draw that in. This is giving me some, here it's resistance. It broke, held as support, broke again, then became resistance right over here. And then since it's been resistance. Getting above that, that will open up a place that I might start taking, or at least be looking at a wave that I might want to ride, depending on what other setups are involved at that point in time. So I'll be watching a break to the upside over there. That's a trigger point that I would be interested in perhaps getting involved in the Euro US dollar. That would be the euro appreciating versus the dollar. Again, we talked about the DXY. If it breaks to the downside, it could be going significantly lower. Could we be seeing the euro trade next at $1.25? Of course. What about this, though? I also see this developing at the same time. Boom. Thank you, Jason. I also see this, right? So I'm going to be watching that, a breakdown of that. Then I'm going to say, oh, maybe the dollar's firming up, and we're going to see a move. So this is consolidating in a place right now where it's giving me the opportunity to soon get involved. That's important to know and understand. What about the euro Japanese yen? Well, the euro Japanese yen, that continued signal, by the way, is what? The weaker Japanese yen. It looks to me that we've broken outside that resistance here. Resistance. It looks like we've broken above and are retesting that now. Is that a trade that I want to attack the weak Japanese yen with? It's not. So I'm just making an observation. Okay? Euro, British pound. How many times have I gone ahead and flipped that? Broken. Right? So anyway, I'm not going to talk about it. But oh yeah, I am going to talk about it. Someone said yesterday, I meant to highlight that comment with you, that what we've been doing here on the Euro British pound since January, right? For the last, 6-7 weeks has really helped them understand what it means to push a trade, which is the key to being a successful trader, right? It's really helped them. We were tracking this coming into this area of support over here. Once we broke that support, that's when we were talking about the big move and attacking hard. I'm not talking about why we started focusing on that now, but it does have to do with the Brexit. It does have to do with the pound appreciating ever since that's happened, that slow appreciation. We talked about if we took out this line of support, at that point, we're looking possibly much lower on the euro British pound next. It continues to fall down over there, right? This is an area where we'd be looking to take a significant amount of profit off. Let's see what happens as it continues. But nothing going on there right now. There's nothing going on ever since we broke down that last bit of support, right? Here's that area of support. This is for people who have been following the channel daily and understand everything I'm talking about without me getting into it, because for 2 months we've been talking about it. So this is kind of just a refresher for them, right? If it doesn't make sense what I'm saying to you now, it's going to make sense to you next week or tomorrow, right? You have to put the time in. You have to invest. There's no way you're going to do it without putting the time in. I know that I put the work in, right? So breaking that support over here, we came in for that retest, resumed off. There's nothing to say or do there right now. Australian dollar, US dollar, consolidating well. First, the dollar still continued to hold up well. Pound US dollar, is that becoming no, right? This was the last time we attacked. Just wait. There's nothing else to do here. There's no place to add yet. Pound Japanese yen. Talk about pushing trades, right? Did you think I was crazy when I was telling you I was targeting up here into that trend line, into that resistance over there as we were down over here? Did you think I was crazy? It's happening and unfolding pretty quickly. Push your trades. There's been a few trades on FX in 2021, right? Whether it's the euro pound, pound US dollar, pound Japanese yen. Ooh, pound. That's a theme. Or the outlier, the Australian dollar, US dollar. Those trades are being pushed, and those trades are producing. They're making years right there. All right. That's all important. So I guess what I'm getting at on FX, though, let me see the US dollar, Canadian dollar, right? Below the trend line over there. But I could see if I clone this trend line, by the way, and I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to clone that trend line, and I could see over here. My eyes, by the way, are focused right here. and I'm trying to line up right over here, and I'm trying to see, right, and then over here. So that doesn't work too well for me. That's just noise. That's just noise. All right, everyone. I think that's it. I think that's it. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for spending this time. Thank you for doing this again here together. If we got some updates to talk about this afternoon on Bitcoin, I'll put them out there. We're at an important place. I don't know where this is going to end up. If you also look right now, even though we're below that trend line, you could see that little bit of local support. Let me come down to it, maybe a 2-hour time frame. You can see it a little bit clearer, right? Do we have a little bit of support right over here? Coming back all the way. Look at that line, resistance. There it was holding as support in that little channel. This is like, this is the 2-hour time frame. It's all local. It's pretty much meaningless. But yeah, we could hold up over here and make it above that trend line still. It's too soon to tell. So maybe we'll do an afternoon update if we're able. Everyone, have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you for being a blessing in my life. Let's go out with some music. This is awesome. Let's talk about this for a second. We have two people over here, comments next to next. We have Lee. Lee, your mic must have a gallon of saliva following the end of your streams. And then we have Tony focusing on Signal. Jordan, I have enough to pay off my house because of you. Focus on Signal. It's up to you. I can't do it for you. I try to help you. I try to help you as often as I can. You know, and it's ultimately up to you. Everyone have a beautiful day. May God bless you, and I'll talk to you later.